Hello, folks. This is Mike Williams of US Gamer, and I am right now streaming Assassin's Creed Origins. Welcome to the chat. This is early in the game. Sorry about this. Not snowstorm, sandstorm. Get out of this.
Mountains of sand.
This happens occasionally when you're out in the desert and in some towns. KC206, yes, this is indeed the game I was out last week playing.
He will be in the temple.
This is a
He always is.
code on PS4 I was playing before on Xbox One, so none of my save file actually carried over, so this is at the beginning of I skipped a certain amount of the game, so this is not from the very beginning. This is probably about an hour or two in. The first point the actual game's titles. There we go. Sandstorm's fun. Everything gets a yellow tinge when the sandstorm is going on. See there, the sandstorm is heading in the opposite direction, or towards it. Well, you can collect camels and horses. Stable master from whom purchase camels and horses. Synchronize, just so you can get an idea. This is not the first region of the game. The first region is Bayek's hometown of Siwa. But this is next region over. First quote-unquote real region. You can actually get up this. Synchronization points work like they do most part in previous Assassin's Creed games. They don't show a bunch of icons because there's not a ton of icons to show, and in fact you can already see them in a region. As you can see here, fast travel points, quests that you can pick up, side quests, points of interest like a papyrus puzzle. And then these little things are interesting. They are photos. There is a photo mode within Assassin's Creed Origins. You can take a photo anytime by just clicking the two analog sticks in, around, zoom. It's not as robust as, say, the Uncharted photo mode, which gives you a lot of filters, a lot of different options to turn off characters or change facial features or anything, but it's actually pretty good, and this is a very beautiful game, so able to take pictures. Quite nice. So, Mzatari, this is review code. This is the US Gamer Lunch Hour. I am Mike Williams, editor of usgamer.net. So now that photo has been saved. So someone else, when they go to their world map, they will see on this point one of these picture shots. My photos I can switch to. So that's the photo I just took. So, yes, zooming in, question marks are points of interest. Got blacksmiths, stables. Stables where I would get the horse. But what Synchronize does do, other than very beautiful shot of the give you the fast travel point and increases the perception of Sinew. So, previous Assassin's Creed games, you had this thing called Eagle Vision, which would sort of show you where everything else. You still have the Animus Pulse, which is what I did there. That shows you interactable objects. But otherwise, to sort of get a feel for where guards and enemies and whatnot are, you have Sinew. And Sinew sort of works like Ghost Recon's drone, and that Sinew flies above everything and marks targets. That dude, that's a caravan I can attack. Sinew there giving me their level ranges. Now those dudes are marked. If I leave Sinew, still, depending on how far Sinew is away from Sinew is not attached to anything. So if I go to Sinew, I can fly much forever. That's the new way eats skills still in Assassin's Creed game. Also, the camel that I just had bounced to get around a lot in this. So, at any point on land, can down on the D-pad,
my spirit cannot follow my wives.
and your animal companion. Right now I'm a camel wanderer. He's to start with, but find a stable.
No one can help.
Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to explain something.
Whoa. Get out of my way.
This is Stable Master. Him you can buy other mounts. The mounts are completely cosmetic, although the horses are actually faster than camels. But for the most part, it's just different looking camels and horses. And eventually, you buy chariots.
My things, safe travel.
Like all.
Out of the way. What's wrong with you?
You see that white haze on the edge of the screen that popped up there? That's sort of an indicator that there are enemies in that direction for you. Something in the game.
Whoa.
So this time around, notice summoning the horse anywhere that feels a little bit witchery. Hey Mecha Yamcha, how you doing? There is a new system for...
Help me find him. Give Medjay. Help me, I will pay you.
What do you need?
Last night, my dear husband Claudius took a boat out to see the ruins across the lake. He has not returned. None of these brutes honor a wife's pain. I beg you.
I will seek him out.
Do be quick. I will await you here.
So you got a quest tracker, quests, all have voice dialogue. There's no like just go to a place and do a thing without any sort of context for what you're doing. So in that way, I believe they said on interview that they were inspired partially by The Witcher. Water, physics, and everything still work. Boats, anytime you're not in the desert, if you're on an oasis, there are rivers, areas with rivers and marshes, and commandeer a boat. That was a crocodile. Crocodiles are bad. Crocodiles are bad. So, objective in proximity, call Sinu. Said, and Sinu is your now, so Sinu is the one that finds your targets.
From me. There's none left.
Something up. As you can see, the cursor gets. Oh, there's treasure. So, let's talk about some of the more extensive changes in the game. Straight up, this is far, far more of an RPG. I actually had to unlock. You start with a single melee slot, a single range slot, shield. I have tree. You get an ability point every time you level, or abilities can be found in tombs and other places. I've unlocked the ability. Have 2 slots in melee and 2 slots in range. So weapons have rarity and quality and levels. So as you play the game, as you kill enemies, you'll find loot, and that loot usually will scale to about where you are in a level. Some loot is better than others. You have common weapons, these. Rare weapons are in purple, and then legendary weapons. And the real difference between them is, as you can see, say on these blunt objects, you get one sort of ability, adrenaline on kill. On common items, you get 2. On rare items, legendary items, you get 2 plus sort of an epic ability. In this case, it's poison on. So the trick here is probably better for me not do this here. You can also dive. I'll get to that in a bit. So, basic sword. This is actually Sickle Sword. Basic sword. Get light attacks, which is on bumper, right bumper. Get heavy attacks, which are on the butt. This is a heavy weapon. See, much longer swing, does more damage. Also switch to see what else. Heavy axes are good for taking out. They have a wide swing, so they're very good for taking out crowds of enemies. Scepters, staves are all about range. Much faster. And all of these items have a fill up a bar. It's called adrenaline. As you do attacks or dodge attacks, you gain adrenaline. Certain weapons, that adrenaline will go to a move called Overpower, which is a single powerful attack that breaks through guards. Other weapons put that towards Fury, and Fury sort of slows down times and allows you to attack much. Bows are the same. So this is a hunter bow. No. This is a hunter bow, which has a slight bit of lock on and mostly single target hunting, as the name suggests. Then there are light bows, which are like super fast shooting. That are also warrior bows, which are essentially bow shotguns. And my personal favorite, predator bow, which is the sniper bow. Actually, 7. So should, and basically enemies have they scale to specific levels. So if I were to try to assassinate a target that was level 7, it would work. A level 10 target, if I try to assassinate them, what will end up happening is instead of assassinate, it will bring up a prompt that says sneak attack. So I won't kill them instantly. That's pretty important and sort of gates you from going too hard into certain areas. So I can wander, just to give you an idea of how big this map is. 21 meters. So let's move back. So that's the sync point over there. Like 40 or so meters away. This is the starting point. Now I'm going to zoom out. So this is the world of Assassin's Creed. The next zone I'll probably show in the stream is Alexandria. Basically, starting this campaign starts you in Alexandria, down this way, back up. And as you can see, each of these zones have numbers beneath them. Those are level ranges. So that lets you know about what you're going to come across within that zone. I'm in a 6 to 8 zone. I'm about level 7 now, which is about right for me. Alexandria is 12. Canopus Gnome is level 13, so on and so forth. But again, so this was my starting point. The map, but there are a total, I get the count, 32 different zones in the game. So it's a pretty big game. And see what this is the zone I actually started in. The zone that you didn't get to see because of credits. So this is a pretty big game. Let's see if I can save this. Switch the actual weapons I use. Right, left on the D-pad switches range, right on the D-pad switches melee. Holding down right on the D-pad brings up torches. Yes, Bayek can just make torches out of nowhere. It's amazing. It's kind of weird. Also drop them up. He can actually climb with torches, which is also, but got Bayek. Hunter bows have a draw where they do maximum damage, like light bows. And as you can see, the bar comes up when I'm actually going to do damage, and it changes the red length. That's so the difference between body shots and headshots, which is important because you know, hey, I'm not going to take a shot if this is not going to hit. That guy moved. That's making a liar out of me. Come too far there. Chat more. Predator bow arrows. Arrows you gotta find out in the world, by the way. So, or go to a blacksmith. There we go. Get this treasure chest and then save this. There's hunting in this game.
Now to speak to Claudius and find out why he came out here.
For hard leather. Treasure chest. Predator bow. Selene. A boat to save this guy. Max, yes, there is a present story. I have actually, I'm trying not to give you guys too much in the way of spoilers, so the part that I'm at now is directly after the first time the present day story pops up.
Why did you kill them? We had only just met.
Claudius, you are drunk.
Yes, that is me. And no, I am not. I had only 2 or 10 beers.
All right. Let's get you back to your wife.
I have a wife? Oh, Mother will be so pleased.
Alright, buddy. One thing I do like that's interesting, so if I'm swimming in the water out in the middle of nowhere,
What was your reason for going out
those
there,
manned
Claudius?
boats will come by and pick me up. So they try to make sure that you're not like lost in the, out in the middle of ocean or lake or whatever, and
Some kind of
have to swim the entire way.
someone offered me to drink all night for free. Impossible to resist. What were we talking about?
How you got here?
Oh, right. Then I woke up here with those crocodili all around. Tell me, can they really speak?
Egypt is a land full of magic and ancient mystery.
Amazing. My friends in the city will never believe it. Did you say something about a wife?
Yes, yours.
See, I do not understand that. How could I have a wife? I am a virgin. At least I think I am.
Oh,
There you are, my dear. I was worried about you.
Oh, my Dionysus. I remember. I went to the island because of her. She got me drunk, married me, told me I owed her a virginity tax. Whose virginity?
You can go. This is between me and my husband.
No, don't go. They'll kill me.
Last time I killed these guys.
Show him what happens when you
When I-
try to cheat a woman.
Please, help me!
Forget him.
Or if I can see if I can switch to unarmed and not kill these guys this time, or if it matters.
He's just an idiot Greek. They have taken enough from our land. Yes, that is
Woo!
right. Taste your
Nice.
own blood.
Mercy! Mercy!
Your tax collectors never listened when we begged for mercy.
Come on,
Go
baby.
on, hit him harder.
Why'd you let them do this?
My brothers! You have slain my brothers!
No, I
You were
literally did
supposed
not
to
kill
help
them.
Me, not him.
I literally didn't kill them this time. I'm fine.
Praise and thanks. You saved my life. And my purse.
In future, be careful when drinking with strangers.
They're still dead. Damn, that's a shame. Oh well, I tried. I tried to save your evil brother's lady, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm gonna explore real quick this blue icon. So there is no multiplayer in this for the most part. Come on. But there are Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War style vendettas. So this is the corpse of another player.
Something seems off here.
I can examine them and then avenge them. So the people that killed Boo 7 Motto are really close.
Whoa.
Thank you for the loot. You have been avenged, my brother. Yes, J-potting, what happens in those vengeance missions is the game remembers exactly which NPCs killed Boo 7 Motto or that player, and then when I go to do that vengeance mission, it just points out those NPCs. When I was doing this at the review event, there are occasions where you will do that and you will have already killed NPCs in question. And so what ends up happening there is you just have to go to their bodies and confirm the kill. Fight the fires. The fires. Yes. Boo 7 Motto is probably a player at this point. Another reviewer, because you'll see some of these. So there's one over here that was like, so Ubisoft SEA is probably an Ubisoft employee, but these other ones are likely just other reviewers who are playing the game at this moment, because there's no like secret server at this point. It is up for us as long as we have the code. But let me. Come on, Camel. Yeah, I know. Don't want to run into guards. Oh, before I leave, I talk to them. So my big thing, gain a lot of gold in this. You can use that to upgrade weapons at the blacksmith. That blacksmith sells weapons, and any weapon that you have in the game, like I said, weapons have levels. If you want to continue carrying a weapon forward, you need to upgrade, and by paying a fee, that weapon will be brought up to your current level. Of course, rare and legendary items cost more to upgrade, but if you have a good rare or legendary that has a really great ability, such as this poison on hit, then sometimes it's worth it to spend that money.
Indeed.
Buy new weapons right now. Most of the time you won't buy anything. Sell unnecessary crap. You can just by holding down on the D-pad. Crafting materials or any other weapons. Can also
See you soon.
gear section. Weapon that you don't also hold down square X and dismantle it for material. Materials are important because down at the bottom here you have crafting. So like the stabilizer glove increases my range damage for everything. And the materials are required are 13 soft leather, which I have, so there we go. Craft my range damages. The slots over here is my tool bucket, chest armor, health, bracer for melee damage, quiver for max arrow capacity, and this, when I unlock it at a certain point in the story, he's not an assassin yet, is my hidden. But Beaver is where I spend most of my money, because I love costumes. Costumes in this game are pure cosmetic.
Shall we trade?
Ah, costume.
Excellent.
Costumes are purely cosmetic and as a really cool feature. Let's see. Select any of these. This is Bayek's original outfit. I like this. Assassin's Creedy. But you can also toggle the hood. I tend to play hoodless. Right now, Bayek has full natural hair and a beard. That goes away very soon. I was actually kind of sad about that because he looked better, I think. I don't know. Sorry. Never left. I had to kill a ton of crocodiles. I had to kill a lot of things because all of the crafting requires murder of untold numbers of animals and or guards to get the resources needed. Alright, so that's Alexandria, which is your next region. Ran off their horses. Horses can't die, so don't feel bad about your or camel getting killed by anything. Like if I take my camel into the water, camel will eventually just swim away. Go, Sinner. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And also loot it's back. There's also smaller animals, chickens, cats, and other stuff that are in cities and towns and stuff that you cannot kill. Oh god, hippopotamuses. Hippopotamuses are actually worse than crocodiles. Someone in the chat probably knows. Can I show the modern day? Yeah, give me a sec. I'll show you the modern day. It's not a ton of stuff. It's actually akin to the Desmond sections where character has the animus. It's pretty sparse because you still mostly be playing in here.
May the gods help me. I am coming for you, Aya.
Also, unlock particular. There it is. On to dusk. Basically, so right now the game has a full day-night cycle. It's obviously darker. Dawn and dusk allows me to change the time just by down a button. This is important because all of the NPCs and guards and enemies have their own sort of cycles that they go through. Life cycles. Guards will sleep at night. Not all of them. Some of them will stay on watch, but it is easier to attack a place at night than it is. So it's Alexandria, which is one of the cities in the game. There are a couple different cities. Alexandria is Greek origin. There's also Memphis, which sort of straddles the line between Greek and Egyptian. There is a couple that are actually of. There are some that are just trapped out in the desert.
Whoa.
Whoa! Hey, what are you doing?
Oh. 6. I'll go for the top of this, so you can see the city of Alexandria.
Clear off now!
Don't hate on me because I got a camel. Don't be afraid, Greek citizens. In my camel, just here to climb. Yeah, by the way, horses and camels can climb. I mean, they can leap, jump down from. Not better than certain games. So that is the fullness of. You can pet cats in the game, yes. Alright, real world. world takes place in a tomb. Like I said, there's not much to show at this point. I'm trying to keep away from the story parts of it. Master Ladder, no multiplayer for the most part. It's gonna keep being like that because it wants you to go back in the game. But yes, this is the modern day section. Tomb as this character Layla has developed a and
Come forth by day, and I will guide you home.
Who are you talking to?
Bayek's mummy.
Real chatterbox, that one.
there's more here, but again, I'm trying to stay away from giving you guys story spoilers. But that is the modern day, and it's not like Syndicate where there is no modern day whatsoever, and it's not like Unity. Modern day is sort of like each person. Layla is an actual character doing her full thing. She has a plot. Flip side, or it is actually mostly an RPG. You got levels, you got stat boosts, crafting, loot. It's an action RPG, but I mean, still mostly an RPG. Your mount is your best friend. Mount is my best friend.
Poseidon!
Actually, shouldn't. Bit difficult. I can actually get by, but better. Sorry for another look. Ah, that's the part I used to love.
Clear the way.
Without it, my... Have you seen my Book of the Dead in your travels, Medjay? I went all the way to Memphis to buy it.
No. How was it lost?
Bandits. They came from the dunes nearby. When their leader saw how I cared for the book, he wrenched it from me. I thought my heart would stop.
I can help. I do not fear them.
I have been praying for someone like you. That book will unite me with my wife's spirit.
There you are, Father. We are going home.
But this Medjay is helping me.
Oh, yes? You are going to find his book? If by some miracle you do, thank you.
So one thing I do like about this is that Ubisoft thought of certain things. So camp or whatever that it's probably sending me to, if I had gone to that ahead of time and retrieved the book already, then what would have happened in that dialogue is the character. It's like, have you seen my book? And Bayek would be like, yeah, no, I totally got your book. Here's your book. Everything. Happy. But I haven't done that. So that happened to me a couple times in during my review period, where I'm a pretty methodical role player. So a lot of times I would have cleared a region to be cleared for a quest ahead of time. So I would just get the quest dialogue like, oh, I already finished that. Time to go kill bandits.
Get out of the way! Nothing there.
Fight bandits. Bandits will attack on sight regardless of what you do. Cards actually do something. Alright. Book 6, 7, 6. Captain in somewhere. Yep. Top. It's important that you use center to scout around, because otherwise you'll get surprised by different targets.
Will make a
This area is off limits.
Somewhere. Where am I? That guy. Oh, see? Scouting. I did a poor job of scouting. Now there are 2 dudes. Still alive. Oh no, they didn't burn. They didn't burn. Stabbed you in your spine. Can use fire as a distraction or to hurt torch. He makes torches. Animus Pulse, as you can see, these small triangles are small areas that I can loot.
Here is the Book of the Dead. Becca will be pleased. Now to
Blue
return the book to the old man.
tend to be small or items. There are a number of tombs in this, and you need to use the torch to see in them. There is Raiden of the Tombs. Do I need to kill him? Nice. That one. Captain? Ah, there he is. Captains and commanders usually. Ah, no.
Steal from me?
Is it stealing if you rob a thief?
I took it for my father. Run, dog! Ha! Mine now. Power.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, there's the kind of thing where I would have a good time to have a light bow or a warrior bow, but I don't like switching bows. My arrow's back. You also need to hide bodies. I'm always sad when Assassin's Creed game doesn't have bodies. Tall grass. Take one of those. Greetings from Peru. I don't need a light bow. Light bows are for the weak. I could just teleport back, but ride a horse. As you can see, the horse is faster than the camel was, but I left my camel.
Has your father left us?
His good life is over. He was too weak to live till you return.
May he be conducted in peace.
He was in despair that his cow would not join my mother's.
Where is his body? It is not too late.
You are a blessing from the gods. He receives the rites in the small temple.
The book on the body. It's the book on the body. Oh, it gets. This place, no. I was trying to make sure this wasn't a restricted area. Happens.
Old man, your book. May it guide you to your wife's side.
So there's no pages or feathers or anything like that to collect in this game. There are
Some awesome
collectibles other than so that little scroll right there is called a papyrus puzzle. Somewhere in this, there it is. Talk to you in a second, bro. Talk to you in a second. So, papyrus puzzles basically give you a riddle, and the riddle points to a specific place. And when you go to that, figure out the riddle, go to the specific place, there will be a weapon or item there. I only figured out one of them, and that's because I was sort of under time-sensitive constraints playing last week. But the one I figured out, I felt pretty smart for figuring it out. I felt pretty good. Talk to my bro.
Bayek, what good fortune! I thought it would be years before we saw you again.
Hail in peace, Menahet. How is your family?
The children seem to grow larger by the minute. My wife and I have our hands full. And you, is there any news of...
None.
I forget myself. There are so many things in your life best not spoken of. Forgive me.
I see by your garb that you have been promoted.
Ah, yes. The High Priest, in his grace, made me his second. And my rank is not the only thing he has changed. You must see the temple.
You will give me a tour?
Of course. At the moment of your pleasure.
I will skip the tour. That's good. A little bit boring just watching me walk around slow. I see this little icon over here. This is a daily quest which is given by Ancient Kid. Hello, Ancient Kid.
Nejai, great warrior, come. I sell you what you want. You need it, I have it. If I don't have it, you don't need it. Redda has your back in these desolate lands.
You are but a boy. How did you come by such fine treasure?
Plucked from the ancient lands of the desert, the sunken vessels of the Nile, refined by handmaidens of the gods. Weaponry forged in Nubian mines, Persian jewels, and Assyrian treasures. I have it all.
I see. You are well traveled for such a young man.
Old wisdom, Neb. I have acquired from long nights in the desert with my camel.
I will see what you have.
Come, look around. If you want good Neb, I have other jobs too. Thieves! They beat me to an item that I was hoping to procure for you, Bayek. This filth must be stopped. And look at you, Bayek, a Medjay after my own heart. Help me, and you will be well rewarded.
Yay, antique trafficking. So that's west. Ooh, 12. This is his shop, which sells nice items. Chest gives a mystery item. I had never bought one, but otherwise there are no compared to Shadow of War, which like, hey, please buy war chests. There aren't that really. And store over here. there's a store. You buy some extra stuff, source pack, but I did. It otherwise doesn't pop up. So worried about the constant loot box micro action that has taken over a lot of games I've looked at lately. Assassin's Creed doesn't. Actually, Bayek feels very important. This is the game is very much Bayek's story, and I actually enjoy him. He's driven for revenge. In fact, he reminds me a lot like not as sort of Han Solo as charming and debonair as Ezio, but you know he has revenge that he needs. But he's also otherwise kind of well adjusted. Like he smiles and jokes and not Talion over in Shadow of War, who years after the death of his wife and son still super sad and super gritty and super angry about everything in the world.
Serapis, the snake will get his answer.
I wrote this. All writings are to be copied by the great library.
How will I find Aya among all these endless scrolls?
He has some interesting ideas. Very radical. It's almost alarming.
You're right about that. But can't he express them concisely?
The knowledge of the entire world is at your fingertips. Here, one Karif.
All right. Serapis. Now what? Where is Aya?
Ah, Serapis. I wrote a tragic comic pastoral epic centered on him.
Ah.
You're Bayek, yes? Aya's eager to see you.
She said.
Quickly, follow me. I am sorry, my good fellow. You appear to be drunk.
Oh, no,
This library is for serious scholars only. She is in hiding.
Who are you?
Ah, interested in Homeric verse,
But
eh?
I will show
This
you
way, please. I am Aya's
other
cousin.
sort of
Yes,
character
Thanos.
in this game.
Nice to meet you in person. Tell me what is happening with Aya. Why are you being so discreet?
Gennadios sent his men on a house-to-house search. Often they drag people into the street and torture them for information. Typical of the system we live under.
Gennadios.
A monster. The Philokitai of Alexandria. He is ravaging the city to find her.
And where is she now?
I have a very powerful friend, Apollodorus. No doubt you have heard of him.
I have not.
You will. In any case, he made a hiding place available to Aya after she ran into trouble.
But what happened? You do not answer me.
It is a mess of political intrigue. She will explain all, fear not.
Let us go, Ferris.
Look! There's Thanos! He thinks he's a poet!
The modern Sophocles.
This is as far as I go. The way to Aya is found in the monument ahead. Right there.
And underneath Alexandria is secret plane. secret place for assassins that aren't assassins right now.
I missed you.
Never again should we spend months apart. We only have each other.
So
Without
this is
them,
Aya, my
Let us be
ex-wife,
together.
is also
Us
a Medjay,
each to each.
helping with opposite side of
I have news.
the binge plot that they have.
You are scarred by justice.
I bludgeoned Bedunamu with this.
I hate that we have to do these things. But I am grateful that you did.
If I am honest, I took pleasure in it. I've missed your touch.
I have missed touching you.
Actually, this is
I
where
killed
the
as
beard goes away.
Actaeon. I hunted him down and discovered a mask in his room. When he returned, I forced him to wear it. Then I thrust this knife through his eye slits.
Aya.
But I was careless. Another of the masked ones tracked me to my home. It was even more difficult.
We have one more. Then, we will be done.
And I won't go to the reasons for their revenge. They'll get into it. Play the game.
Look at this. I took it from Actaeon. Apollodorus tells me it is a papyrus from the Royal Council, which means the snake is in Ptolemy's court.
How does this Apollodorus know these things?
He has informants everywhere, because of his work with Cleopatra.
But Cleopatra? She's been declared a criminal.
By her treacherous brother, yes. She plans to take back the throne. She wants the snake dead as much as we do. And she trusts me. She gave me this to slit his throat. It's an ancient blade that killed the tyrant Xerxes. A weapon of justice.
Ingenious.
Oh, it's the hidden blade.
I will go to the palace and discover who uses the seal of the snake. And I will use this.
You'll find plenty of information in the Royal Scribe's office. He spends his time at the bathhouse. Go search the palace while he's away.
And you?
I cannot leave here as long as Gennadios walks the streets. He is determined to kill me.
In addition to the snake, I will see what I can learn of this Gennadios and silence him.
Discover who the snake is and show him the face of death. I'll meet you at the Paneum when you have killed both the snake and Gennadios.
My heart aches until I see you again.
As does mine, my love.
Where's... Gate. So...
What's this?
Chrissy Banks, this is on PS4 Pro, but it's not in, so it's Pro running at 1080. That's what Gato will accept. That I'm at the end of the stream. It is out on PC as well. And check. I have some friends over at Gamertag Radio streaming PC earlier today, so I'll be able to find on Twitch.tv Gamertag Radio there. Earlier stream, it's more PC decently FDPC. But this is a great looking game on Xbox One X, which is what I reviewed it on, and PS4 Pro. I have not been able to try it on Classic PS. Which had to install it and then get to the point that I could get past actually showing you guys any sort of spoilers in the stream.
How can I serve you, friend?
There we go.
Done. Bye for now.
That's my look.
Get out of the way, now!
All of these show up in cutscenes also, by the way, so gain at some point a sort of joke outfit that can also be scenes. I actually most of but that is the early part of the game. I can go on for probably another 50 minutes or stream right now. Having this. I know. Tower. Camel. Hey, camel. Teleporting camel. Teleporting is like my favorite thing. You can ride your horse or camel up to a mountain, climb to the top of the mountain, and let space summon them again. And they'll just be there. Like, how did you get here, camel? You know? This would be so much.
Get out of the way!
What are you doing?
Doing what I want. God. Tell me how to live my life. So I could take a boat. It's a boat. Oh!
My need is great.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. Bayek is not coming back to save you. Oh no. I took a boat on the wrong side. I got a poor dude killed for no reason. I feel really bad now. Oh well. He's already dead. Guess he doesn't need his boat. Not fighting a crocodile. Got shit to do. Boat on actual. If you're wondering what that jar is, that's an oil jar. This water actually has fully working current and whatnot, so you can drop bodies in it and have the current carry them away. You can break oil jars in the water and have the oil float down, and then you can light it. Distractions or attacking. Interesting about how granular you got with the detail. This one. Oh, but first I can take this trireme. Let's go trireme.
Should not be seen in this area.
Hey!
Hey, what?
Whoop. Saw me kill my little bro. Oh god. Right. So, shield guys. Guys with shields. Become more common. You have to hit them with a heavy attack to get their... Oh, I have overpower. So, overpower. 1. Heavy attack. That one for adrenaline, that's the blue bar, fills up. Do one big attack. Sickle swords, scepters, and heavy blunt hammers. Actually, different one called Fury, which slows down time. Punk. Oh no! No! No, don't die! Woohoo! So, one of the issues with fire is you can light yourself on fire, and fire slowly takes your life away. There are a number of times that I tried to use fire as a distraction, only to end up burning myself to death. So, you always want to watch out for fire. for arrows. Hey, buddy. As I said, if you don't have a boat, these guys generally will come swim, boat, whatever, just to sort of give you something. I don't want to steal that guy's boat. Steal this dude's boat because there's no. Instead of blow. Ah, guards on their own tiny boat. Forget y'all. Forget y'all. Bayek's got things to do. Bayek's stealing somebody's collected food. It's all good. Oh boy. That's good scouting. That's how you have to be. Especially in some of the larger camps. So, guard camps like this, fortresses, out in the world. Find them. So you see that spear icon? Guard camps have either 1, 2, or 3 spears. 3 largest of the camps. The largest camps generally have, smallest camps generally have 1 captain. Larger camp, mid camps have captain and the commander. Largest camps usually have 1 captain, 2 commanders. This is why you can, but it won't. Hello, Tekla Shift. Double Assassination is 8. Later, I'll show you that. Tree is split to types Seer, which are some of you, such as Sleep Darts, Flesh Decay, which allows you to poison corpses, so when guards come to look at them, they will get poisoned as well. chain assassination. There it is. This is not like Black Flag. Black Flag had two hidden blades. So chain assassination in this one. Bayek essentially assassinates one target and dagger, and you have to unlock that. Had to unlock pin. Don't that much dodge as you. So technically this location is now finished. I may have to come back here for quests later. Usually I'm playing, I leave, no man alive. Everyone must die. That Bayek might. It's especially useful to kill everyone, just because you might have to come back. And people, for the most part, stay dead. There's a little bit of respawning, but leaving a location will actually make it much easier. I don't need to hop off the. Wrong direction, bro. This guy's going. Sorry, bro. I mean, vodka and tonic, there are no micro actions. Exactly what microtransactions you're looking at. This guy had some. Yes. Oh no.
Alarm! Over here! You are dead!
Come to me, Captain Alone.
Eat this!
Oh crap! Oh, this was very bad. Guards came out of nowhere. It's time to run. So this is the kind of thing that will happen here. Occasionally you will bite off more than you can chew, which is about to happen. Goodbye! Goodbye, my friend. Stop following Bayek. Run away. Whew.
Whoa.
That, my friends, is why always scout out the situation, make sure no trolls are coming by, make sure you don't get stuck with a bunch of different types of enemies getting you back to back. Since if you're fighting like 2 or 3 shield guys, shields mean that you need to use heavy attacks, which are slower. Probably want to watch out for backed up by archers. Fighting archers, you want to always have your shield up and ready to go, or dodge. Usually don't want to go with archers, a couple of back riding it. So it's a little harder. It's not like a lot of people compare the combat system to it's not Dark Souls. It's easier than that, but you do have to watch out for types and combinations of enemies that are coming. I mean, currently vodka and tonic, there are no boxes. Only thing that probably seen is the roving merchant kid. $1,000 coins, 1,000 so you mystery box, but I actually spend that. Otherwise, I showed them earlier, there is a store, same points that you can't buy loot boxes with it. It's mostly for additional special costumes. Store that. Oh, this kid. This thing right here. Contains one random weapon or shield. Buy it? So scales to your level and talk to the blacksmith.
Ah, a customer.
Essentially, sell you items for your level or upgrade listing items that you like for small.
See you later.
So yeah, loot box wise, no, this is not a loot box game. If anything, I'd probably say Zelda's bow chest thing. I was actually sort of surprised when I was playing it how much restraint Soft has here. Like that, when you pause the game in Shadow of War, pretty much be up on the side like, hey, go to the store, go to the store. Store? Do you want to go to the store? Here it's over there. I actually thought about it by the season pass and stuff like that. J-padding, no, you don't have to use specific weapons against certain enemies. It can help, like I said, so regular swords and sickle swords move about the same, but the difference is regular swords, when you fill up adrenaline, give you a power move. Sickle swords, when you fill up adrenaline, give you a fury move. The blunt items, like the heavy blunts, are very good for enemies where you're only probably at one hit in, or they sort of bring up their guards. The issue there is that they're usually pretty slow. So sword, this is a light sword attack. That's a heavy sword attack. See the difference? This is a light, heavy blunt attack, which you can see is slower than the heavy sword attack. And that is the heavy blunt attack. So, like fighting against a large group of enemies, they want to use axes, which have a wide arc, and they're heavy attacks, so that can clear out a whole bunch of enemies. Same with bows. I tend to use hunter bows because they're relatively strong and they have a draw. One that I was watching, light bows, which are sort of like rapid fire. I haven't actually seen anyone use the warrior bow, which is the shotgun bow. And then predator bow is my go-to because that's your sniper, and always make sure to have your upgraded, up-to-date predator bow. It helps in clearing out camps and other things because predator bows do additional stealth damage. Occasionally you'll get to a point, like sometimes you'll be like, haven't seen a predator bow, like I got 5 hunter bows right now. But as you can see, rare predator bow, I got 2 different extra things on here, stealth damage and damage. Regular predator bow do more damage, but I only get 1 additional perk to it. Still got so much to that. So these, the weaker ones, I can either sell them for, dismantle them, parts. Okay, dismantle parts. So I can craft. Got me wood, which allows me to craft. This is my max arrow capacity.
Clear the way, Ali! What are you doing?
Arrows are usually found or on tops and certain places, or other archers, so on tops.
Greetings, friend.
Go talk to this guy.
Thank you.
Blacksmith in each town and pay to get stuff. Yeah, vodka and tonic. It's like I said, it's after playing back-to-back Shadow of War, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Sport 7, I was surprised at the restraint that Ubisoft shows in Assassin's Creed. There very little way of online connectivity, other than pictures and revenge quests, and I think you might be to possibly fight in the gladiator against other players. Not entirely sure, but otherwise this is a pretty straightforward single player game. Boxes. There have been a lot of changes. Play a lot of Assassin's Creed. If you do not play a lot of Assassin's Creed, I don't think that Origins it's a game that has torn down the form to do something different. It's still an Assassin's Creed game, and a lot of that muscle memory changed their melee combat. Assassination is obviously the same. Axe. These are bad. Axe. See, this is one of those situations where occasionally that you find will steer you towards another thing, but you can get by. So this axe is 95 damage, whereas my best heavy blunt is 83 damage. But for the most part, doing okay. You can get by with that. So stick using the weapon types that you prefer to use. You're never used to a specific type. Also, climbing no longer hasn't for a while, but just in case you haven't played in a while, it doesn't require like holding down an A button. Like the A button will start you climbing. It's X on this. Another one. It's climb by stick. Run into areas where you have to sort of navigate up a thing, especially pyramids over there. Pyramids have to be navigated up, find the cracks all the way up. Sometimes take the wrong path. It's not sort of a situation climbing, getting up and down. Tedious parkour still works. Get down. So I've definitely gone over time by quite a bit, so I'm probably going to be wrapping this up because I still have to go write things for today. But that is the early part of Assassin's Creed. Early part of Assassin's Creed. And while you might feel because this is Egypt, there's just desert and oases. I already showed you guys Alexandria, which is the city over there. There's also full desert. There are marshlands, which towards marsh and farmland. There are the mountains, which are part of territory, which are just like sand. Beautifulness. Beach this boat. Not a problem, vodka and tonic. Not a problem, the rest of you folks. I hope the stream gave you at least an idea of what Assassin's Creed is. Guys, I'm not supposed to be in this region. As you can see, those guys are skulls, which means I am such low level compared to them that I can't see exactly what level the level is air. 15 to 18. So they're probably level 50 guys. which means if I snuck up and assassinated one, I would get a prompt that would say instead sneak attack him. So you can see how utterly outmatched.
I must be careful now.
See?
Not anger your battles.
Hey, what?
Oh, fire arrows. Oh, some archers can use fire arrows. Camel. Oh no! I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away. Goodbye, camel. Goodbye. And we're out. Up there. Good job. But yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Origins. Our review goes up Thursday, October 27th at 4 a.m. PT. So basically Thursday you'll see my full game. Thank you for joining me on the stream. Thursday's stream will be Wolfenstein 2 on PC, also with me, and Katie will probably be adding commentary because Katie is the one that is Wolfenstein 2. So look forward to it. Thank you for joining me on the stream, folks. Gillette, this is the PS4 Pro version. But thanks for joining US Gamer Lunch 2 hours. And I will see you guys again Thursday at the same time, 11 a.m. PT, 2 p.m. ET. Later, folks.